teach English to 7th graders and 8th graders. If you listen to my English, Carolyn, she's English. Mama, math, right? So my grammar's not always correct. It's all good, but I taught English to 7th and 8th graders, and I taught some geography. That was fun. It's funny what they do. That lets you teach how to build. You didn't go to college for that? That's all right. You got a year. You can teach it. You can figure it out. It was interesting. Right. So I go in, and it just wasn't the environment that I would have wanted. And so when I came into Mary Kay, I'm a little bit, I have some graphic skill. And so I will create things, and I love because we just share everything here. That makes me happy, you know? So let's talk about having the right tools to get the job done. Whether we're talking about one person, 2 people, double facial, 3 people, that's a minimum of a party, 4, 6. My sweet spot party, 6 people. Hostess plus 5. It is the sweetest spot for me because much bigger than that, and I've got to get on my teacher hat and like wrangle them in, you know? Smaller than that, if you have one person who's not wanting to like play the game or whatever, then the other 2 are like, oh, I'll just follow her. Do you know what I'm saying? But with 6, that one, she's going to feel like the outsider, whereas in a group of 3, she's going to feel like she has more control. Are you with me? Those people who don't want to participate, it's not because they don't want to put stuff on their face or they don't know anybody for the person or the referral game. It's because they want to control the environment, you know? So 6 is my sweet spot. So I always will coach my hostess, and Katie just did an amazing job on that, but, you know, to over-invite, you know, that kind of thing, because 6 is my sweet spot. And know what your sweet spot is. Tracy Durham and I were just talking about this the other day, how the bigger groups can be more intimidating, right? I'm like, girl, work up to it, you know. Do your 1s, 2s, and 3s for a while and build up the muscle, because once you do that, then the next step isn't as hard. You know, I'm not going to run a marathon today, ever. That's all right, it's just not my thing, right? So I literally have put little pictures from my website. Oh, thank God I put the website on here. For you. There's an entire page on my website, and I say my website, it's ours. It is everybody's. Just because it has my name on it, I had to pick a domain name, and I felt like my name was safe because it's my name. But it is all of ours, and it is literally the tools that you need to make this easy. How many of you have not held an appointment recently or ever because it just seems complicated, it just seems hard, right? Like, oh, there's so many pieces. But I go to the website, it's all in one place. So let's talk about how I use these things in the appointments, okay? So the profile card. There's a front to the profile card and there's the back. So let's talk about the front first. The profile card front is really based off of the company profile card. Now the company profile card is excellent. It's a carbon copy. If you're new, they check off, I want to hydrate my skin. If you take the top copy and look underneath on the carbon, it tells you what products to recommend to her. Beautiful, right? But I have found that there's some things that are missing from the company one that I would just appreciate at my appointment. One of those is A, B, or C. Because when we do the purse game and I have them rate themselves as an A, B, or C, if I'm using the company one, let's say I ran out of mine, then what happens is they're like, where do I put the B? Where do I? It's like herding cats sometimes. I'm like, just throw it on there and circle it. I don't care. And I get feisty. I have to rein the teacher in a lot, right? So I just found that this has a few things that I like on there that the company one doesn't. A, B, and C is one, foundation shade is another, because otherwise it may not get on there. But if it's a blank, she's like, should I write this there? Yes, you should. Thank you for doing that. But the main questions are pretty much the same as the company. The part at the bottom, the 1, 2, and 3 is not on there. My interests are, and the wish list is, but it's on the back, so that makes it a little challenging. So I love that it's a one-sheeter. And I will tell you, and it says it on here too, I make this on pastel pink paper because that just makes me happy. White paper is boring, so I think it's like 2 cents extra with our discount at Office Depot, so I make this on pink paper. So then the back side of this, which there's no picture of it, and I apologize, I couldn't find the picture of this, and I just ran out of time. So just know, you know where to find it, right? The back side of this is our ordering sheet. And when I talk about, thank you, oh, thank you.
Yes.
When I talk about the closing sheet, I'm gonna come back to this. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass this around, take a look at it, and know that I'm gonna talk about it in just a minute, okay? So I make my profile cards front to back in our Office Depot. We get black and white copies for 2 cents a piece, which is incredible because right now they're running at 15 cents without the discount. Their price went up per, but our discount price did not go up. I mean, come on. So that is the first thing. I usually run those in about, I don't know, 50 or 100, whatever. But get some, try them. See if it doesn't make the flow go better using this that correlates with all of our stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna skip down. Actually, yeah, let's skip down. Let's go to the party book. Probably everyone in this room has heard of this. The party book came from National Sales Director Cheryl Fulcher. We went to Feel the Power many years ago. And she had a 3-ring binder that had sheet protectors in it. And it kind of was just how she was teaching her people to do a party. So when I joined Mary Kay in 06, the company had a flip chart. And it was like bound like this. And we literally created a script and we taped it on every page. Do y'all remember that? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Taped it on every page. And so that was a little time consuming. You had to cut it down, put it on there, because you wanted people to see the picture, but the wording was just a little dry. You know, everything has to go through legal. The company's just a little limited, right? So we made up our own wording and we made the book work. Then the company did away with the flip chart. And I don't believe in reading the flip chart. Y'all heard last night. I read it word for word. I can read really well. So they did away with it though, and so it was in this season that I went to that training and Cheryl Fulcher talked about it, and I thought, why have I never thought about creating one? I'm graphically okay. I could do that. So we have just been updating and making her better and better over the years. She's basically like my 4th child. I'm a little partial to her. She's also made a huge difference. In 12 and a half years, I do not need a book to hold a party. Let's just be very clear. Why do I ride this thing around during my parties? Because there is at least one person in that room, if not more, who is thinking, I could never memorize all that. I could never do it as good as you. I could never, blah, 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 fill in the blank. And I have the ability, even though I haven't read it, I have the ability to say, did you not see the book? Those are where my notes are. I don't remember all that stuff. Because I really don't remember what all is in here. I don't remember what I did yesterday. Oh wait, I was here with you. Yay. So the way that I have the party book copied at Office Depot, I tell them, I need 1 color copy, front to back, bound, with a clear cover on the front and a black cover on the back. I've had consultants say, I have not run off my party books, I don't know what to say to Office Depot. Now you do. There it is. I also, make a note, I also have it run off on cardstock. I copied Katie because the one before this was floppy. So I would hold it in the bottom and if it was on regular paper, so cardstock makes it stand up. Oh, it's actually on the page, except cards, add cardstock. So I would say, color copy on cardstock, front to back. And the cardstock will cost a little bit more, but I really think you'll be happier with it, because it's not floppy. I wish I brought my old one to compare it. I could hold it up. The neat thing about this is as we make changes, I try to be so good to not like add 1 page, because then it throws off all the count, right? So that when we have a Miracle Set 3D come out and things change, you're not having to run off the whole thing again. You're running off 2 or 3 pages, and you take it off Sequel, and you say, I need you to put those 3 pages, put it where it goes in here. Do you know what I'm saying? So I just did that with a few pages recently, and it just saves money. So that like this is the base. There are some changes that will be coming up, and don't worry, we're not going to mess it up. Go ahead and get it done. Don't wait, okay? And that way, you'll be ready to just have your 2 or 3 extra changes. To me, this has been a life-changing, business-changing tool because it lets you know what to say. It helps you to focus. It helps you to stay on point, and it's current-looking. It's worded in a way from people who are in the field. These people, right? I love our company, and I think they do such an amazing job at so many things. But sometimes that legal part, I think, gets them, and so we can create something that is more conversational and fun, right? I do not read, and I do not cover everything in the party book in every party. If you watch me do 10 parties, I would be willing to bet they'd all be different. A little. You know what I'm saying? Because it depends on the energy I'm getting. Sometimes I remember things, sometimes I forget things. Anybody relate? Hello, Nicole. Yes. Okay. So that party book has pictures throughout it. And the pictures throughout it are to just make a point. So it might be of mites, it might be of Dan the Trucker Man, you know what I'm talking about? So what I was finding was this was me with the party book. See the picture? One of the things I'm challenged with is my party being too long. Remember what I said last night? Long. So what I found is making the pictures separate. So while I'm talking, the picture goes around. Oh, praise the Lord, life-changing. And recently, the ones that I show at every party, I actually numbered on the back. Oh, that's the bottom. Because I got tired of having to figure out the order of them. So I actually numbered them. You are welcome to look through those, but those are the pages to laminate at your parties. So I tell Office Depot I need one color copy. I need them cut in half. And you can have them laminate them. It is more expensive to have them laminate them. To me, a laminator is, they're not expensive. And I like to laminate. It is so cheap. You buy
Sam's like $22, I think.
for 200 sheets. So $22 for 200 sheets, such a deal. I think Office Depot charges like $1.50 per sheet, if I'm not mistaken. So anytime you're going to be in my space, you can bring some sheets and I'll pull out my laminator. We can laminate while we're doing whatever. So to me, that is really shave some time off my party, because the longer they are, the less likely people will rebook. Because we're just in a society and a time and a season where people are bored after 2 seconds. If it's too long, they're so busy, right? So that has been huge for me to have those so that I can move faster in my party. Okay. Tray inserts. So this goes under your clear tray. And what's great about this is that this is in the perfect order that complements the party book. So it literally starts from the top left and moves, with the exception of some set flips over here in the upper right hand corner. Now these I have copied cardstock, but shiny. Because if you laminate them, I found this out the hard way, they don't fit in the black tray. So if you'll do it shiny, if a little something gets on there, it's easier to wipe off, if that makes sense. They're holding up great because that clear tray really protects it. But the thing I like is, okay, grab your cleanser. When I was using the numbered one, where's the cleanser? Because you weren't listening. They hear 10%. They remember 10%. Where are we? What? But if I say cleanser, she can read. She can look down. It is just save that. Really me being sarcastic. Does anyone else struggle that way? Like, if you would listen, you would know, that is not the attitude we need in a party, right? So I try to do things to keep my sarcasticness at a minimum. So those come 2 to a sheet. So you run those however many you want. If you want 10, get 5. That's how we order those on Office Depot. Okay. Our closing sheet. Oh, yeah. These are not in order, but I fit them on the best way that I could. So this is Katie's brainchild, and I found for a long time I was using a closing sheet. Oh, right. She's like, you're out of the frame. I was using a closing sheet and then having to come behind with a lookbook, and it was just confusing. I'm not using lookbooks at my appointment at all. They go home with a lookbook. So that later that night or the next day, like, oh, let me flip through. It has cut down so much on confusion, on time, because I think this is very clear, and then they get the lookbook and they confuse themselves. And then what does a confused mind do? So this, to me, I have sold more using this than I was doing my old set sheet and a lookbook. So I love it because the front really focuses. We designed this so we're focused on what we are sharing at the appointment. The exception is the other skincare sets. But if I can upsell to the repair all day long, so I want it on there. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I want it to be a part of what they're getting with the foundation, the things that we're using and highlighting. The back additional sets is kind of for color, body. And then of course, let's talk about our starter kit, right? I have a travel roll-up bag when I get to this point, and the travel roll-up bag does nothing but houses the products that are in the starter kit. It hangs in my studio. So they can see $406 of products that come in the starter kit visually. There are people who are not visual. They have to be shown. And so to me, if I'm going to show them anything, let's showcase that, right? So I usually recommend getting 6, 8, 10, 12 of those front to back, and again, laminate those so that they will last. And the neat thing about that, and sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't, I haven't decided if I love it or if it's still new and a little awkward for me, but it's using dry erase pens and having them write on them because it comes right off. Sometimes that can create mess and mess, right? So I think it's that, but I like that they can write on it, and so then we can talk about it some. So to me, for that tablecloth, that is absolutely so powerful. So let's go back to the ordering sheet. This is Nicole's brainchild. What I was finding with this awesome set sheet is when it just says foundation set, I can't write that on the sales ticket because I have to write out the individual products. The price will be what we've told them on the sheet, but I have to write out the products so I know what's coming out of my inventory. And if I'm writing out a sales ticket, I take a picture of it and it goes to my assistant for her to put in. But if I write foundation set, she doesn't know what that means. And I don't know what kind of foundation. We have 5. Which tool was it? You know what I'm saying? So I found that it was taking me a long time to close people out because I was having to write all that down. The ordering sheet it just has everything on there. It says miracle set. You check off a sheet combo to oily, normal to dry. Foundation set. I have primer. I have foundation type. I just fill in BC 110. Or EP, I2, whatever. And then tool, I just write down the tool. So it has made so much of a time difference for those of us who are using this closing sheet to have the order sheet with it. Now, if she sits down and says, I'm like, did you have a good time today? How does your skin feel? What was your favorite product that you used of all of them today? Okay. I see here that money or no object you want to take home the repair set. I love it too. What do you want to do with today? You just put that there. So I have a time management tip that I did not use this morning, and my time management tip is that when I have things in the refrigerator that I need to bring, I usually put my keys with them. I did not do that today. I was like, I'm so sorry, but you are. And I was like, you won't have to come in, we'll meet you out there. And so I was coming up here, I'm like, Nicole, watch your phone, Charles is going to text you so you can go out there. So he was probably like, I'll probably get to hear about that later. He'd be like, I had to go in there in my shorts and my t-shirt. That's just being married to me, that's how it is.
We appreciate it.
I will. We're all enjoying our sugar thinking, I should cook. I'll be like, see, we enjoyed that because of you today. Okay. I forget where I was. Did I finish that thought? Well,
You're talking about, you let me know about her parents' kid and that sort of thing, and that she didn't do.
oh yes, so doing the clothes. So, and then she's like, oh, I loved it. All I'm going to be able to get today is mascara. Okay, great. Let's make a wish list, because I'll keep track of what it is that you fell in love with, and we'll talk about how you can earn it for free. So I shift, but in that moment, I'm grabbing a sales ticket, and I'm writing a mascara sales ticket, because here's the deal, I don't need order form for that. Are y'all with me? Do you see what I'm saying? So I have both of them out there. I don't want to be confusing, but that will be better if she's actually ordering sets from the set sheet. If she's just ordering 1 or 2 things, I'm going to pull a sales ticket really quickly and do that. Now, I have people have had people ask me, so there's this order sheet, there's her total, but she's not getting a copy of that. You are correct. So I tell her, go ahead and take a picture of it so you have it, and I will email you your invoice in a day or so. I use QT Office. I just can't talk enough about that. And so I just email her a PDF of her invoice so she has it for her. But that allows me, my assistant, to go in and type those things up, get the price right, because you have to do all the price adjustments. That's hard to do quickly. I just found out I was making more mistakes. So I'm easier to do it on paper, have her take a picture. I mean, people are used to leaving with no product at other types of parties. So the fact that she's not leaving with a receipt, but she has a picture of it, no one has been like, oh, I can't buy today because you don't have a receipt. If she said that, just let her take it, whatever. Let me take a picture. How about that, right? Okay, does that make sense? It has been so, I mean, my girl is analytical, she's very detailed. In her JOB, she has to use things like that, the order form stuff, and so helpful, so helpful. Okay. Our other two things that I know you guys know about our hostess plan, those are just the two that are in the party book. If those don't excite you, that's okay. Print one, trim the edges, and paste it on top of it in the party book, or just have them put that page in. It does not matter what hostess plan you're using. What matters is that you have one. I can't tell you how many consultants I'm like, well, what's your hostess plan right now? Like, we're talking, we're coaching, why are we appointments on hold, whatever it is. Well, stop right there. You need to pick one and use it for 90 days. Then, and track it, thank you, Nicole, track number grows, and figure out, is this working, is this not? But if you're like, if you don't know what your hostess plan is, she surely doesn't know it. I mean, y'all are cha-cha, girl. You will lose people because you don't seem like you know what you're doing, and you're not committed to one thing. And doing that dance, it is not going to get you the results you want, period. So those hostess plan options, we've talked about them before. Those are just two that I feel like, especially the $100 free or the 50% off. If you want something that is easy, simple, that's your hostess plan. The other one is for booking from appointments, and I don't have time to talk about it today, but we have training on it. If you want some training on it, I'll go and find that video. Let me know, just reach out to me and I will send you that. Or I'll just train you again, right? The last thing on here is our fabulous game. And this used to be on back of the profile card, but I decided if I was going to be working with these referrals that I wanted it more compact, smaller. I wanted it on cardstock. I do run it on color, which I know it ends up being about 13 cents, I think, with the cardstock and everything. I feel like I get better results when it looks pretty. Am I the only one? I know it's weird, but I know I've got some girls in the room who are like that, like I get paper and I'm like, this is nice paper. Isn't that weird? So I feel like I get better results. I love the fabulous game. It has made a huge difference in my business, and it also is compact, so as I'm using it and moving those people to my index cards that go in my 21-day booking box, they don't get all tattered. Because if paper starts to get tattered on the corners, does that bother y'all? Oh boy, all my OCDs are coming out today. It's okay. Y'all love me anyway, right? So I cannot encourage you to grab these tools. It'll be like instant confidence with your appointments. Even if you don't feel confident, you will feel more confident just having the tools to get the job done. And they all work together. It's like our skincare regimen. The formulas within each one reinforce the benefits of one another. Each part of this reinforces the other. It just makes it a well-oiled machine. And when your appointments are well-oiled, then the results are closer to what you want, right? So go to my website. All you gotta do is click on it, download it, email it to your Office Depot, and there's all kinds of there's tons of them around. You may have to break it up. That party book is a large document because there's so many graphics in it. You may have to send it alone and then send the other stuff. That's okay. If you don't know the email for your Office Depot, call them. They will give it to you. There is a way to order online, like a website thing, but it's complicated. And when you have an SPC card, which is what we have for Mary Kay, if you don't have your SPC card, go under ordering, go down to Intake Connections. Click on that, then scroll down to Office Depot, click to get my discount card, you print it, you take it to Office Depot, or you email it to them, either way. They will print it, cut it, laminate it for free. And then you just keep it in your wallet. I've had the same card, it's been expired since like 2015, it's okay. I still use it, they don't even know. But that's how you get the discount. They don't have any of these, I've had consultants go in an Office Depot and be like, I need the party book. They don't have any of our documents. We have to send them the documents and tell them what we want done with them, how we want them printed, that kind of thing. You must go in with your discount card though. I usually, when I'm emailing, I learned this from Nicole, so I've not been doing it a ton of time, but she actually, in her subject, will say copies for SPC, and then list the number. I was like, that's so smart. I had no idea. See, learn from everybody. So, any questions about these tools?
Where did you say discount code is?
So if you go on In Touch under ordering, and then go down to MK Connections, which I hate that it's under that, but click that. And then the next screen is kind of all the discount stuff we get. So there's like Dell on there and MK Connections, but Office Depot is one of them. And then there's like a link where you can get my discount card. And it doesn't have to be Mary Kay stuff. It is because of who we are, that discount, not what we are copying. So if you have any, we've had this problem, where they're, trying not to make our copies because it's for, your husband's political campaign or something. They cannot refuse us the discount. It is because of who we are, not what we are copying. Nice. So I mean, you can run it for your church, whatever, your business, whatever. They don't baby shower. Yes. Yeah. I helped Tracy and them save so much money the other day. Oh my God, you can do that.
You said that you aren't really keen on using the dry erase markers because they get kind of messy. You can use a wet erase marker too. That's what I have kind of started.
What's the difference?
The wet erase, like you have to have water to erase it instead of just it, like you rub it.
It's not
and it's
dry
not
erase.
Yeah, it's not dry erase, it's wet erase, so it has to get wet to erase it.
But the marker's just like the same.
Yeah, it's the same thing, and it washes off, and it works so much better because it's not like smudgy.
So it's not as messy? So I need wet erase. Girls, you can go home now. Kiss your brain cake, that's awesome. Okay, I can't leave yet. You're still stuck with me. This is awesome. Our lunch has been set up. How nice is this place? You guys, how lovely is it here? This room is all because of Katie Shepherd. She met a gal, and so thank you. You have no idea what you do. If you don't, finding meeting location in our town that is on a gazillion and $2 is very, very difficult. And so, thank you, Katie. And we're doing some raffles to help it. So if you haven't done a raffle yet, feel free. So I'm gonna just bless our food, and we'll start over here.